Okay, put today's date in your notebook, 27/04/2025, almost at the end of the month. Today we are working on listening module. Okay, please write down few basic details of listening module. So write IELTS listening, 40 questions, 27 to 30 minutes. Okay, 27 to 30 minutes. That means this is based on the recording length. Okay, there's no set time of 30 minutes or 40 minutes or 1 hour or something like that. This is based on the length of the audio. Okay, all right. You are supposed to solve wherever you get. Okay, you're offline. Why am I offline? Okay, you are supposed to solve Cambridge tests wherever you're searching for whatever you're doing. Somebody gives you a book. Somebody tells you solve this. Don't solve anything random initially. Okay, solve only the Cambridge tests. Why? Because that's the standard that we are going to get. And then once we solve the Cambridge test and we assess your scores, then we are going to really understand how you're faring in the other tests. Okay, so please solve only Cambridge tests. Okay, it's a reminder for everyone. Please do not go for any random tests. Okay, next. Write down.
Okay.
40 questions are divided into 10 questions each, or 4 sections, I should say. 40 questions divided into 4 sections, 10 questions each. Is it simple to understand? 40 questions के 4 section होते हैं and हर section में 10. Okay, it's a compartment of 10 questions. All right. The difficulty increases with every section. What did I tell you? The difficulty increases with every section. What does it mean? If you have one section, okay, first section in the sense, and if you're scoring already 5 or 6, maybe another section is going to be even more problematic or even more challenging. Okay. Then audio will be played only once. So there's no pause, forward, record, okay, any of these buttons there. Oh, I didn't put camera today. Oh, I forgot. Sorry. Okay. So by the time I'll connect the camera as well. There is no pause, record, forward button. So you have to go with the flow. You don't have any control on the audio. So the moment you sit for the examination, and there's a common audio button, which is there, control button, which is there for all, it starts. Okay, it's centralized. You have to write your answers. All of you are taking paper-based or computer-based, both of you. You guys are taking computer-based. Have you decided? Yes, no?
Yes, computer.
Okay, okay. If it's a computer-based,
Mama
then,
will also do computer based.
okay. Then you have to write the answers in the given blanks. Okay, you don't have a separate paper or anything else. Okay. Right. Now let me share the, let me see if the camera is on. Is it on? Yes. All right. So now I'm going to share the link. Here. Cambridge 16 test 1. Write down in your notebook. Cambridge 16, C-16, write down C-16. C stands for Cambridge. Test 1. First test. Okay. The test looks something like this. The first section. If it's a paper based, you'll see the entire paper. Okay. If it's a computer based, you might see certain patches at times. Okay. Because as and when you progress, the questions become longer in MCQs and all. All right. Few things that you need to understand is, again, read the title. What is the title?
Engineering workflow.
Okay. What would you imagine if you are a child and there's an engineering workshop for you? See the age group also. 4 to 5 years, 6 to 8 years. So these are not the normal teenagers, okay, like 18, 20. They're not the age group like engineers. This is for children. छोटे छोटे बच्चों को engineer बनाना है. So what all projects you would probably take? Something which is handled by kids, right? Okay. So this is going to have stories about what kind of activities they do for the kids. All right. Now, so read the title first. Always read the title. And you have some time and some instructions. Listen to the instructions.
This is the IELTS listening test.
Listen carefully.
You will hear a number of different recordings and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 parts. At the end of the test, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheet.
That's only for the paper-based students, okay? Not for you all. You hardly get a minute or two. So you don't think I'm going to write on the paper and then transfer in the blanks here. You have to type it on the go, okay? If your typing speed is not good or if you make any typo errors, okay? For all those changes, you get extra 2-3 minutes at the end, okay? Don't worry about that, okay? Don't erase everything or delete everything and rewrite the spelling. For example, if the word is, let's say, children, and if you write children, and forget the L, or run means R-A-N by mistake instead of E. Okay, it's okay. You can come back and change those things, but you don't get 10 minutes. Don't be under the wrong impression. That is only for the paper-based students.
Now turn to part 1.
Okay. Listen
Part
carefully.
1. You will hear a man phoning to find out about some children's engineering workshops. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 3.
Now, also imagine if he is phoning, the other person is answering. All right. Always remember there are 2 genders, one male, one female. Okay. So if he is phoning, the female would be answering it. Okay. So you need to understand that who is the caller, who is the service provider. 90% of the time it will be like a service provider, like I want to buy something and somebody is going to sell something. It can be anything. I want to book a hotel also at times. Okay. I want to buy a product. So service provider or a seller. Okay. So they would say, I want to buy a table. Okay. And then they'll give you the information, what kind of a table, what color, what size, so on and so forth. And then typically there'll be payment. There'll be like, if there's a coaching or workshop, then there would be something like timings where we have to meet, typical structures. So once you saw like 5 to 10 section 1s, you'll understand this is typically what I expect. All right. You know, Big Boss? Have you ever watched Big Boss seasons? No? No? Good, you have never watched it. All right. But if you watch season 1, and if you watch season 10, whatever, season 14, I don't know what season. What was the latest one, Subhajit? Which one was the latest one? 10? 14? How many seasons are done?
Ma'am, I don't know.
You don't know?
I mean, I've seen it. Not.
Yeah. So just to understand, imagine or hypothetically, there was season 10. Those who have seen season 1 and those who have seen season 10, they would know typical patterns. Oh, you're supposed to wear those mics, you're supposed to sit and stay with the unknowns, and there are certain rules. All right. Although there is variation in every season, okay, there is a set pattern. So your job is to understand the set pattern. We are not by hearting the questions and answers because the same questions do not appear in the examination. Let me be very clear. This is not like your 10th and 12th, that is chapter number 1 and chapter number 2 or something like that. The same questions do not repeat, but similar questions repeat. All right. So please understand, you are supposed to focus on the pattern of the questions. Okay. All right. Where are the instructions? Can you read the instructions, Subhajit? For part 1? Yes?
Ma'am, I don't see the instructions.
You don't see the instructions? That's the reason I asked you. Where do you see the instructions? Can you see the instructions now?
Okay, it's one line. Write one word and your a number for each answer.
Perfect. Yes, these are the instructions. Okay, write one word and or a number. That means you can write one word and a number. One word or a number. Can you write 2 words?
No.
Can you write 2 numbers?
No.
No. Okay, so read the instructions and register it carefully. No 2 words allowed. Okay, no 2 numbers allowed. One word, no problem. One number, no problem. One word and a number, no problem. All right. So understand this carefully. All right. And note it. Whenever you take this, 90% similar instructions would be there. All right. Now, how many sections are there in this visually? How many sections of the same 10
3.
questions? 1, yes. 2, and location 3. Okay, visually, it is divided into 3. So there'll be little longer pause between 2 sections. Okay, start noting those finer details when you listen. All right, then there are sub keywords, activities. Okay, subheadings, I would say. Okay, activities. Now this goes in sequence, right? Somewhere. The questions are in sequence. So don't think, oh, where am I supposed to find the location? When is going to say this? When is going to say that? Don't move your eyesight randomly. Okay, this is going to go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, it's not going to be random. But if you realize she's talking something about balloon and you're still figuring it out here, you understand they have already gone here and you have missed the bus. Okay, then start picking up from here. All right, don't sit on the question for too long. एक question से दूसरे question का transition पता चलना चाहिए. You understand transition? Okay, how they move from this question is over. Now they are going to talk about the next question. That's what I'm going to help you about. Okay, let's focus on section 1. 2 people will be talking. There'll be a man who's phoning and there'll be women who will be answering. Everybody is settled. Nobody's moving around. You have a pen with you and a notebook with
No.
you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, Shad, settled. Should I start?
Yes.
Good. All right.
Yes.
I'm switching off my video also, otherwise, you might get distracted if I move. All right, tiny engineers, listen carefully. Let me know if you can hear it, okay? In another 5 seconds.
Hey developers.
Oh God, developers came in between. Okay. Thank you, let me skip. Tiny engineers, activities, 1, 2, 3 bullet points.
Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 3.
So you get around 15-20 seconds before you start. Okay. Now they said question 1 to 3. Okay. That means they are focusing only on this section. Okay. So you're not expected to read these questions. All right. 1 to 3. That's it. And then they're going to give you a very short break. All right. Let's try. Listen carefully. Be with me.
Hello, children's engineering work.
Okay, let me switch on the video. How I imagine, okay? Let me share.
Workshops.
Sorry, I'm rewinding it.
Hello, children's engineering workshops.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
I wanted some information about the workshops in the school holidays.
Sure.
I have 2 daughters who are interested. The younger one's Lydia. She's 4. Do you take children as young as that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm imagining like that. There are 2 daughters. So I'm imagining 2 daughters. Okay. You imagine your sisters, nieces, neighbors too. Okay. And somebody's 4 years, like very tiny. Okay. That's my imagination. I'm not listening only. I'm connecting it to my brain, and my brain is transferring it, translating it, transforming it, whatever word you can, okay, into some images. Okay. Now I don't remember the words. I remember the images. Okay. Yeah. Listen carefully.
Yes. Our tiny engineers workshop is for 4 to 5-year-olds.
Now she just mentioned our tiny engineering workshop. Okay. The moment she mentions our tiny engineering workshops, then I'm going to focus on, oh, sorry. Let me just take this. Okay. Then I'm going to focus on the next part. Okay. So this is going to go in the sequence. Then she'll talk about activities, and then I'm going to get this. All right. In the given time, when you have those 15 seconds, what are we reading? Oh, I didn't focus on that, right? I think we're just listening to the instructions. These 3 sentences, which we have not read, if we don't read these questions, we really don't know what kind of a word we have to capture. Okay. We are like focused on everything what she's speaking. But if we listen to it and we know that what I have to capture as a word, okay, I'm going to really wait to fish it out from the conversation. All right. So read to imagine. Create a cover. Okay. So create a cover. What is a cover? Cover means something which is closing. Okay. Packing. For an. Now please understand, focus on, write this as a tip somewhere in your notebook. Okay, focus on articles a and the. Okay, before the blank. Please share the photo of your or the snapshot of your notebook wherever you have written the tips. Okay, after the class. I need to know how you've noted it. Okay. Focus on the usage of articles a and the. What does this suggest, Shaz, if there's an and there's a blank? What does it suggest?
Vowel.
Vowel. Yes, the answer is going to start with a vowel. What are vowels, Shaz?
E-E-I-O-U.
A, E, I, O, U. Sounds. Okay. That means the word is going to start with A, E, I, O, U sounds. All right. So I know I have to capture a word which will sound like okay, that's the Varnamala, okay, alphabets in Devanagari script. The same thing.
Sorts of activities do they do?
All sorts.
Also,
For example, they work.
now when she said, for example, she's actually giving the question number 1 because she gave an example. That means these are all pointers. Okay. Now she's going to create, she's going to help the engineers or the children are going to make a cover for something so they can drop it from a height without breaking it. Did you imagine? You cover it something and then it drops and doesn't break. That means otherwise it will break. Okay, what kind of a thing it would be that would break? Just imagine for your mind. What kind of a thing would be there that can be given to children and if it falls, it would break without a cover? Just give a thought. Tell me.
Tab or mobile.
Mobile, okay. All right. What kind of a material it would be?
Glass.
Glass, okay. Something which is fragile. Do you know the word fragile?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, something which breaks easily. Okay. So they have to make a cover for something so that that something, if it falls down, doesn't break. Now you have to imagine this. Okay. Forget the words. Just imagine this and listen to her carefully. Let's listen.
Together to design a special cover that goes round an egg, so that when it's inside, they can drop it from a height and it doesn't break.
Did you hear that? Did it go too fast? Did you not understand the accent?
Yes, ma'am. It went too fast.
It went too fast? Okay. But did you hear that it something break and so it will not cover some break, something like that? Did you hear at least that this was a
I guess
sentence?
I heard. Yes. I heard egg. I
You
heard
heard?
egg. Yes.
Exactly. Yes, this is how you have to capture. Okay, something. See, these are the workshops for kids. So we are going to give kids something which might not like a bomb or something like that, right? Or nuclear activity or something like in a radioactive substance or something. It is something going which the children can handle. Okay, it's not going to be dangerous for children. It's not going to be a very sharp object for children. It's going to be something which is handled or which can be handled by children. So yes, the answer is egg. Okay. Now it will happen that in that moment you might feel, oh, it went too fast, but you might have some guesses. Write all those guesses. Okay. Now, should I write egg or eggs? Should I write egg or eggs?
Egg.
Egg. Okay.
Egg.
An egg. Okay. So an is singular. Many people don't realize that, there's an article an. Yes. Okay, great. Now there's a second point. How do I understand the transition? Listen, where he has completed that first point and gone to the next one. Listen carefully.
Well, sometimes it does break, but that's part of the fun.
Right.
Right. So when he said right, okay, he actually acknowledged that, oh, I understand your point. Okay. Then there's a possibility that she will continue with the second point or he might ask the question. Okay, second question. Listen carefully for the transition. These are the transitions.
And Lydia loves building things. Is there any opportunity for her to do that?
He's asking a question. Whenever he's asking a question, okay, and it's a new topic, she loves building something. And is there any opportunity? She is going to answer the next point. So it is not about covering the egg and breaking it. That's point that is done. Okay, that's something which is over. Okay, so in a way, he introduces a new topic by asking a question. Now the answer will be there in her reply. Listen to it very carefully. Now take part in the competition to build the tallest. Now again, I don't remember the words. Okay, don't remember take part in a competition. Don't remember these words. Okay, when I understand take part in the competition, I imagine something like a running race or something like that. But the moment I read to build the tallest, that means I imagine people sitting or children sitting in one room and they're building tallest. You understand tallest? This is tallest. What is longest? This is longest. You know, vertical and horizontal references. Sorry. Don't forget that. So they're building something. Now, can you guess what they're building? They're children. 4 years or 5 years.
An egg tower.
What?
An egg tower.
An egg tower. Okay. Now, egg topic is over. Okay. But they're building something up means it can be, yes, tower, I can say. Anything else? Any other word which comes to your mind? Okay. What am I building? The first word was the appropriate word, though. Okay. Listen carefully.
Well, they have a
Well.
competition to see who can make the highest tower. You
Okay. You got the answer? Without listening, you got the answer.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the collocation. Okay. So if you know with Legos, have you ever played with Legos? Have you?
Yes, ma'am.
So sorry, I'm just shifting this here. So Legos is actually nothing but some activity for children, okay? Wherein there are building blocks and, okay, they are building it as a tall structure. Now, tall is tower in a head, okay? And that's collocation. That's your general knowledge, which is helping in listening. So the more you're aware of such topics around you, okay, it will be easier, okay, for you to imagine and predict the word. I'm not saying it's the same word always, but you got the word right. Okay, very good. So the answer is indeed tower. What's the spelling of tower?
TOWER.
Good. I don't think you have spelling challenges, right? You won't say TOVER, right? Good. And the third point. Now listen for the transition. How from the tower they go to the third point. Make a dash powered by a balloon. Now, did you imagine a balloon? And powered in the sense, what will be the power of a balloon? What would be the power of a
Wind.
balloon? Huh? What power a balloon has? That it will help something to move or something to work. Come on. balloon में ऐसा क्या power
Yeah.
है? हाँ, sorry?
Mechanic. No.
Balloon, come on. एक balloon imagine नहीं कर रहे हो?
Wind, air.
Yeah, that's it. Wind is like outside air. Okay, so what am I doing with the balloon? Okay, if I'm filling it with air, then air. Andar pani hai to pani, but there's the power of a balloon to make something. What? Make a dash powered by. Listen
would be
carefully.
amazed how high they can go.
Right.
Right.
But they're learning
Okay.
all
You understand? Again, she said right. Okay, but they are learning all. Listen.
the time as well as having fun. For example, one thing
Again, she gave an example. Whenever they give an example, okay, there's a good possibility that there's a transition. Okay, whenever they give the example, there's a good possibility that they give this transition from second question. Now she has moved to the third one. The moment she says example, you should be alert. Okay.
they do is to design and build a car that's attached to a balloon, and the force of the air in that actually powers the car and makes it move along.
Did you understand the story? What's the answer?
Make
said
a
that
car
word.
powered by a balloon.
Car.
Yes, yes. Now they don't say car. Okay, our R's are very prominent. Okay, they say car. You know, and we are like imagining, and somewhere that word fits in because you would imagine for a child, you know, these things are something that you have to use. Okay, some toys or something like building, some Legos, some soft toys. Okay, or water, sand. They're going to use something like this. Okay, for the toys or for the children's section. All right. So yes, it's a car. Did you understand? Any concerns till now? Any questions? Any
No.
problems? Okay. So
No, ma'am.
wherever you feel there's an accent problem, please listen to a lot of web series. Okay, and you'll realize that their sounds are a little milder. Okay, they would not say car or work, good morning. Okay, they'll all make it little subtle and they'll roll their tongue and roll their R's. Okay, so there'll be car, there'll be good morning, there'll be no r in that. Okay, all the t, d, r are all rolled. Okay, they are mild. So there might be some accent issues for something. Okay, now if this is done, in your notebook, put 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I hope you have written these answers in your notebook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Continue the series. You guess the words for the next. All right, from 4 to 10, and then we will discuss it together. All good? Did you understand what I said? You have to zoom a little because I
Yes.
can't zoom in this. I've just taken this as a sample so that I show you all the 10 questions. In the next test, I'll go for piece by piece. Okay? Just zoom in and you'll see. I'll just remove all these markings.
They go really fast too.
Okay, well, all this sounds perfect.
Okay, well. Now see the awkward pause.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 4 to 10.
So you understand after that pause, there are instructions because he then said you just have to go for 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's not 1, TO2, okay, but 1, 2, and 3. Okay, only 3 questions are supposed to be answered. So now, after answering those 3 questions, we are going to 4 to 10, and there'll be a title Junior Engineers. Then he'll say activities. Then there'll be. So now, whatever time you have in that, go to the blank and quickly read what I want, what kind of a word fits in there. Okay, start. Go till 10. See what kind of words would be
Now
there.
listen and answer questions 4 to 10.
Predict. Focus.
Now, Carly, that's my older daughter, has just had her 7th birthday. So presumably she'd be in a different group.
Yes.
So how much do you earn?
42 lakhs per annum.
42
42 lakhs. That is your salary.
Yes.
Yes. What do you do? I'm an AI tool expert. Okay.
Engineers. That's for children from 6 to 8.
6 to
And
8.
do they do the same sorts of activities?
Some are the same, but a bit more advanced. So they work out how to build model vehicles, things like cars and trucks, but also how to construct animals using the same sorts of material and technique. And then they learn how they can program them and make them move.
So they learn a bit of coding.
They do. They pick it up really quickly. We're there to help if they need it.
Did you understand the word? I'll go piece by piece.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the answer?
Animals.
Yes.
Animals.
Raj, what's your answer? Animals? Very good.
Yes, animals.
ANIMALS. No problem with the spellings?
No.
No, ma'am.
Good. Good. Let's go ahead.
But they learn from one another too.
Right.
Right?
And do they have competitions too?
Yes. With the junior engineers, it's to use recycled materials like card and wood to build a bridge. And the longest one gets a prize.
That sounds fun. I wouldn't mind doing that myself.
Then they have something.
Then that's the transition. So what's the answer? Longest
Bridge.
Bridge.
Yes, BRIDGE. Are the spellings right?
Yes.
Good. All right. No challenges in
Yes,
spellings. Great. Okay. If you don't have any challenges in spellings, you are probably in the top 10% of the students. Okay. Most of the students have got spelling challenges. So what you have done right in the first 17, 18, whatever, 16 years of your life is going to help you today. All right. Otherwise, you have to work on spellings as well. Great. Let's go ahead. Any challenges till now? Have you understood the transitions? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
The words which tell you that now she's going to the next sentence. Then she said, okay, listen to her very carefully.
thing a bit different, which is to think up an idea for a 5-minute movie and then film it using special animation software. You'd be amazed what they come up with.
And of course, that's something they can put on their phone and take home to show all their friends.
Exactly.
Exactly. Okay. So what they have to create? A
Movie.
short
Movie.
movie. Are you both very smart? Or my teaching is great? Or both the things are in combination? I'm
Um,
really happy that
both.
we are getting these
Like
words in
short
place.
movie. In
Yes,
short movies are only there, no? Like what will come, reels
excellent.
or
Yeah.
shorts?
So don't panic when you get listing section. Most of the students panic because they are looking at the text. Okay. You have to imagine. The more you learn to imagine in IELTS, it will be better for your reading, better for your listening. Okay. And also, if you are reading for essay writing and all, you'll be able to capture. Okay. A lot of details. Okay.
And
Perfect.
then they also build a robot in the shape of a human, and they decorate it and program it so that it can move its arms and legs.
Perfect. So,
Perfect. When he breaks her, the
Decorate.
answer is yes. Build, decorate, and program. Very good. Shad, who said that? Shad said that, right?
The answer is robot, right?
Yes.
No, robot is
Humanoid
here.
robot is given, you know.
It's given, no? Yes.
Oh,
Actually, I'll tell
Program.
you. I'll tell
Like
you, Subhajit,
what
why
they
you
are
went
doing to
wrong.
the robot.
No, I think it's very tiny, but very important to note. Can you see there's a comma, there's a punctuation after build? I know it's very tiny to observe. Okay. After
yes,
build, there's
ma'am.
comma, right? So, and program and program. Oh, so in short, what I'm doing is there are 3 activities. One is I'm building. Second, I don't know what I'm doing. And this is the third one, which is programming. So after building and between programming, there's one more activity which is missing. You
That could
understand?
be decorating.
Yeah. Okay. And it's only because of that comma. Okay. Those who are not observing that comma, it's very obvious to think I'm building what? Robot. Okay. Yes. So this comma makes a lot of difference. All right. Yes. Now there's a cost for 5-week block, which is already given. You have to just think on. Now, what kind of a word would be there? Held on. These are the workshops. So held on from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Held on. On gives you a clue.
Day.
Day. Excellent. Very good. So held on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. These are the only 7 options that you have. Or else there could be weekdays, weekends. Okay. These could be the options. And then it could be also not just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It could be held on Mondays. That means if the workshop is for longer duration, it could be Mondays, Tuesdays, Sundays, like that with S. Or else it could be held on weekdays or weekends. Okay. Or only Monday if there's only 1-day workshop. Okay. Location. What do I mean by location? What do I get in this blank?
Address.
Address.
Address. And
Street
once,
name or
yeah,
something.
once I reach the address, what kind of a thing I'll be looking at? Plenty of dashes available. I'm a parent. I've reached the address.
Plenty.
Interview.
Huh? You want to guess? Okay, let me help you with that later.
so is
Because
it the
otherwise I'll
same
give you the
price
clue.
as the tiny engineers?
It's just a bit more,
Mhm.
£50 for the 5 weeks.
So that's the clue. After that, I'm going to get the details. Listen carefully.
And are the classes on a Monday too?
There used to be, but we found it didn't give our staff enough time to clear up after the first workshop, so we moved them to Wednesdays. The classes are held in the morning from 10 to 11.
Okay.
Okay, that means the answer is over. What's the answer?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday or Wednesdays?
Wednesday. Wednesdays, I guess.
Wednesdays.
Wednesdays. At S is going to make a lot of difference. You are going to lose points. There's no partial credit for Wednesday. Wednesdays. Okay, listen for singular plural. Okay, 1
That's
minute.
better for me,
Last 1
actually.
minute.
And what about the location? Where exactly are the workshops held?
They're in building 10A. There's a big sign on the door. You can't miss it. And that's in Fradston Industrial Estate.
Sorry.
Fradston. That's
And that's in Grassford, isn't it?
Yes, up past the station.
And will I have any parking problems there?
No, there's always plenty available. So, would you